Hello and welcome to English Parliamentary News. I'm Dadi Ramadan. In this edition, we'll present all the latest and interesting information around the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. The Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia, Bambang Susatyo, warmly welcomes the intention of Malaysian Foreign Minister who wished to make Indonesia as a role model in bringing their reformation to success.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia, Bambang Susatyo, warmly welcomes Malaysian government's intention to make Indonesia as their role model in bringing the reformation in their countries to success. Especially in regards to Parliament, the House is ready to share experiences with Malaysia. This is expressed by the Speaker of the House, Mr. Bambang Susatyo, while welcoming the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Malaysia, Mr. Dato' Saifuddin Abdullah, along with the Malaysian Parliament delegates in the Parliament Building, Senayan. In the press conference, the House and the Parliament of Malaysia agree to mutually support the progress of democracy between the two parliaments in the future.
Datangan beliau di sini melakukan studi banding. Beliau ingin belajar atau mempelajari sistem demokrasi yang ada di Parlemen Indonesia. Pak Dato juga akan melihat langsung kegiatan di salah satu komisi yang beliau sebenarnya ingin lebih lama di Indonesia untuk melihat secara langsung berbagai kegiatan komisi sebagai bahan beliau untuk lebih meningkatkan demokrasi di Malaysia. Ya, itu ya.
The Speaker of the Malaysian Parliament, Dato' Muhammad Arif, says the main purpose of Malaysian Parliament delegation visit to Indonesia is to study the commission system applied in Indonesia Parliament that has been proven to be strong and capable to run its check and balance function in regard to the government performance.
Kami sedang dalam usaha untuk memanfaatkan sistem jawatan kuasa yang disebut jawatan kuasa di Malaysia, itu sistem komisi juga. Kami diberitahu sistem komisi di sini memang mempunyai kuasa yang luas dan dapat menimbulkan satu sistem check and balance, imbangan kuasa yang amat berkesan.
Heriadi and Septia, TVR Parliament Report.
Following to the high amount of budget required for each election in Indonesia, the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia suggests the government to find an alternative to press the cost by election by implementing online electoral system.
In the visit of Indonesian Parliament to Brazil, which led by the Vice Speaker of the House, Fahri Hamzah, the Parliament visits the Tribunal Superior Electoral, which is an executive and controlling agency to the election activity in Brazil. In this opportunity, Fahri explains the differences in the electoral system between Indonesia and Brazil. According to him, the electoral system in Indonesia is regulated by the law, formed together by the House and the government. After the law is completed, the General Elections Commission of KPU is formed to make technical rules in regards to the election execution.
Pemilu termasuk ada undang-undangnya khusus, maka pasti diputuskan undang-undangnya oleh DPR bersama Presiden. Implementasinya diserahkan kepada Komisi Pemilihan Umum. Jadi Komisi Pemilihan Umum boleh membuat aturan-aturan teknis pelaksanaan, tetapi undang-undangnya disepakati oleh DPR dengan Presiden.
Meanwhile, the Indonesian ambassador to Brazil, Toto Rianto, warmly welcomes the visit of Indonesian Parliament delegations to Brazil who wish to study the online electoral system that has been used by the Brazilian government since 20 years ago. Toto also hopes that Indonesia will help the online electoral system, since not only does it reduce the cost of election, but this system is also practical and simple.
Bulan depan, Brasil akan menyelenggarakan pemilunya. Demikian juga kita 2019 juga akan mengikuti pemilu tersebut, sehingga menurut saya ini adalah momen yang bagus sekali untuk kita bandingkan bagaimana dua sistem pemilu di dua negara yang berbeda yang berjarak cukup jauh. Demikian.
From Brasilia, Brazil, Doni Suharno and Septia, TVR Parliament Report.
The Indonesian men and women chess team has succeeded in improving Indonesia's rank in the 43rd Chess Olympic took place in Batumi, Georgia.
The Indonesian women's team that consists of Chelsea Monica Sihite, Umi Fisabilillah Shanti Nur Abidah, Aisyah, and Samata Editson has succeeded in improving Indonesia's rank in the 43rd Chess Olympic. Indonesia currently sits in the 35th place out of 150 countries. This rank is seen as significant improvement from the previous rank, which is 47. Furthermore, the men's team that consists of Novanda Priasmoro, Wishan Chuhendi, Aziara Jodi Setiaki, Pitra Andika, and Muhammad Agus Kurniawan has also succeeded to improve Indonesian rank from 69 to 57 out of 150 countries. Both men and women's team compete in a total 11 games with 6 wins, 1 draw, and 4 defeats. Vice Speaker for Financial Accountability and Parliamentary Policies and Procedures of the House, Utut Adianto, who is also the chairman of Indonesian Chess Federation, has the opportunity to watch Indonesian team and meet the athletes in Batumi, Georgia. Other members of the House who are also present in this visit are Ihsan Sulistyo, Vanda Sarundayang, Iren Yusiana Roba, Astinarang Ferdiansyah, and Abdul Hakam Naja. Utut admits Indonesian chess team achievements have not shown the great result yet. However, the athletes' effort have become an inseparable part in preparing tough athletes in the future, considering most of them are still young and have a lot of room for improvement.
Memang dukungan yang terpenting saya rasa ini hampir terjadi di seluruh cabang olahraga adalah adanya pelatih yang hebat di semua daerah, terutama di sentra-sentra pecatur di Sumut, di Kalsel, di Sulut, di Pulau Jawa. Nah, ini kalau punya pelatih yang hebat ini akan terjadi percepatan.
From Tbilisi, Georgia, Irfan and Septia, TVR Parliament Report.
Commission 7 of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia urges the regional government and related state-owned enterprise to immediately resolve gas distribution issue in North Sumatra area. By meeting the demand of gas consumers is expected to spur the growth of commercial sector both for industry and households.
Speaking after the visit of Commission 7 of the House to Pertamina branch office in Sicanang, Belawan, North Sumatra, the Vice Chairman of Commission 7 of the House, Ridwan Hisham, states despite the abundant gas supply in Indonesia, the country still faces a lot of distribution problems in some regions. According to Ridwan, North Sumatra is one of the regions with high potential for industrial development. Therefore, Ridwan pushed the government to utilize natural gas as the replacement of conventional fuels. Ridwan Hisham also demands the local government to cooperate with the related ministry and a state-owned enterprise to figure the solution to gas distribution problem which aim to optimize gas supply for consumers in North Sumatra.
Itu ternyata gas itu banyak mestinya. Hambatannya sekarang ternyata masalah distribusi, yaitu apa tadi namanya pipa yang cukup besar. Dan sampai karena pipa tidak memungkinkan, maka dia pakai truk gas. Tadi kan ada contohnya ada 20 kubik feet. Nah, tetapi kawasan industri yang di Sumatera Utara ini membutuhkan banyak dan mereka belum semuanya memakai gas itu.
The member of Commission 7 of the House, Tifatul Sembiring, says in addition to industrial and household interests, natural gas can also be used for electricity. Tifatul appreciates that PLN has installed a gas pipeline network spreading from Arun Lok Semawe in Aceh to Belawan in North Sumatra. Tifatul hopes through gas utilization it can improve PLN efficiency in reducing fuel usage, which was previously used to operate power plants in Belawan.
Dan kita sangat senang tadi mendengar paparan daripada PLN bahwa akan dibangun PLTMG di Arun. Jadi nggak perlu lagi pakai pipa disalurkan untuk menghidupkan atau memutar PLTMG yang ada untuk kebutuhan PLN. Jadi lebih dekat kepada sumber gasnya.
From North Sumatra, Shiva Fauzia and Septia, TVR Parliament Report.
Commission 4 of the House targets forestry bill to be passed by the legislature before the legislation work period ends in 2019. The House seen forestry bill as highly urgent considering the existing law deemed unable to solve the current problems faced by the community.
On working visit to West Papua with objective to gather the aspirations regarding forestry bill, the Vice Chairman of Commission 4 of the House, Michael Watimena, explained, forest is one of the important determinants of people's life and is a major source of prosperity in Indonesia. However, currently there are a lot of forests in Indonesia that were heavily damaged due to the fast development throughout Indonesia.
Hutan kita semakin berkurang, ya. Ahli fungsinya luar biasa dahsyatnya. Kebakaran di mana-mana, ya kan? Sehingga ini harus ditata dengan baik dalam tata kelola kehutanan, sehingga ke depan perubahan terhadap Undang-Undang 41 tahun 1999 ini bisa dapat mengakomodasi seluruh kepentingan stakeholder.
Vice Rector of Papua University Bambang Nugroho appreciates Commission 4 of the House who captures aspiration from West Papua. The aspiration is crucial for West Papua since it has distinctive cultural bond and customary law. Therefore, he hopes the government and the House to include customary forests as one of the factors discussed in the bill.
Hukum adat itu ada di Papua dan Papua Barat, sehingga itu harus menjadi variabel penting yang mesti dimasukkan dalam pembentukan rancangan undang-undang itu, ya. Apalagi kita diberikan otonomi khusus, sehingganya semua undang-undang yang diturunkan, yang diberlakukan di Papua dan Papua Barat mesti sejalan dan relevan dengan.
From West Papua, Winnie and Avi, TVR Parliament Report.
Commission 9 of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia appreciates boarding school-based vocational training centers or BLK. In East Java Province, there are around 50 vocational training centers in East Java, which can become an example for other regions in Indonesia.
During the working visit to East Java, the member of Commission 9 of the House, Ayub Khan, appreciates and fully supports boarding school based on vocational training centers to be developed in other regions in Indonesia, despite some minor problem in the system. One of the problem is structure standardization that propose to improve the infrastructure quality and boost participant skill. Furthermore, Ayub Khan also emphasized the Commission 9 of the House will closely monitor the infrastructure development in vocational training centers to make sure that the training centers to run effectively.
Agar nanti memang benar-benar 1000 komunitas sesuai dengan tujuan dari Kementerian Tenaga Kerja untuk bisa menciptakan lapangan kerja, bisa juga memberikan pembekalan terhadap pondok-pondok pesantren ini agar mereka mempunyai keterampilan yang nantinya bisa bermanfaat untuk mereka.
The member of Commission 9 of the House, Irma Suryani, explains boarding school-based vocational training centers is also built to enhance soft skills and basic knowledge needed for Indonesian migrant workers. Hence, they can excel and compete in both national and international labor market.
Terhadap alat pelatihan tenaga kerja yang belum maksimal, kemudian juga instruktur yang belum maksimal, itu juga harus menjadi fokus dan perhatian Kemenaker.
From East Java, Slamet Sanjaya, Avi, TVR Parliament Report.
Despite IMF and World Bank domination into a third global economy, the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia reminds the government not to be carried away by both World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, especially in the term of policy making.
Vice Chairman of Commission 11 of the House, Ahmad Hafiz Thohir, explains the expected budget for IMF and World Bank meetings in Bali has been approved by the Parliament long before the meeting. It makes it impossible to cancel the meeting. According to him, although Indonesia has a relationship with the IMF and World Bank, it doesn't mean that Indonesia should depend on this institution. Hafiz Thohir adds as long as Indonesia can manage its natural resources independently, there would be no foreign party that could interfere with Indonesia's home affairs.
Kalau kita ingin memperkuat keekonomian bangsa kita tidak bisa bermusuhan dengan mereka. Kita pun harus merangkul mereka. Nah, yang saya sampaikan tadi bukan berarti kita merangkul terus kita diatur-atur. Itu yang harus kita garis bawahi. Maka itu dengan adanya presiden Freeport kembali ke negara itu, saya mendukung kuat agar yang lain pun ikut seperti itu. Aset-aset yang lain pun seperti itu.
Member of Commission 11 of the House, Refrizal, emphasized Indonesia should gain benefits from IMF World Bank meeting as Indonesia has put a comparable amount of budget for this meeting. Moreover, Indonesia has recently experienced several natural disasters. Therefore, he adds it is necessary to have a high sense of solidarity and humanity.
Ada 800 miliar lebih, manfaatnya harus besar buat bangsa dan negara. Apalagi kita dalam keadaan sekarang banyak musibah ya. Ada musibah Palu, ada musibah Lombok, itu dananya juga belum ada yang turun. Nah, saya kira ini jangan sampai hanya kita bikin hura-hura di Bali, nyenang-nyenangin dana World Bank gitu ya, tapi manfaatnya tidak ada untuk bangsa dan negara.
Nur Fuad, Denus, and Afi, TVR Parliament Report.
Following to the report regarding Indonesian migrant workers that being sold online in Singapore, the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia urges the government to firmly protect Indonesian citizens who work outside of the country.
The Speaker of the House, Bambang Susatyo, demands legal action against the perpetrators who sell Indonesian migrant workers online. He emphasizes that it is an exploitative practice on enslaving humans and violating the basic workers' rights in any country around the world. For that reason, he demands thorough investigation to dismantle human trafficking syndicates.
Persoalan ini kan memang persoalan universal dan itu harus dihukum dengan berat. Ini perbuatan biadab memperdagangkan manusia, tidak hanya hukum Indonesia tapi hukum internasional pun mengatur hukuman yang berat bagi pelaku-pelakunya. Maka kita minta jaringan ini dibongkar dan kemudian diberi hukuman yang berat.
Furthermore, the chairman of Commission 9 of the House, Dede Yusuf, appreciates the quick response by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding to this issue. However, Dede Yusuf urges the government to optimize its protection efforts for Indonesian migrant workers. He also adds the government needs to immediately establish bilateral agreements to set up comprehensive information concerning labor force.
Ya, cara yang benar adalah membuat MOU kerjasama antar negara. Negara misalnya kita bicara Singapura, kita bicara Malaysia. Jadi siapapun yang di sana mendapatkan visa kerja harus diinformasikan kepada kedubes kita. Diinformasikan kembali bahwa ini ada warga negara Anda minta visa kerja. Dengan demikian maka kita pun punya database.
Ila Dwi and Afi, TVR Parlemen Report.
And that rounds up this edition of English Parliamentary News. On behalf of all the crew of TV Parliament, we would like to thank you for your attention. And we'll meet again in the next edition of English Parliamentary News. From me, Dede Ramadan, once again, thank you for watching and goodbye.